Welcome middle school algebra students, this is Mrs. Bross. Today's lesson, 2.1.5. How can I simplify the expression? Using algebra tiles to simplify algebraic expressions. Which is greater, 58 or 62? That question might seem easy because the numbers are ready to be compared. However, if you were asked which is greater, 2x plus 8 minus x minus 3, or 6 plus x plus 1, the answer is not so obvious. In this lesson, you and your teammates, that's you and I, will investigate how to compare two algebraic expressions and decide whether one is greater. Please make sure that your math notebook is out and make sure that your paper is labeled 2.1.5 at the top. This will help you stay organized. Our first classwork problem is 2-47. Please label 2-47 in your math book now. Comparing expressions. Two expressions can be represented at the same time using an expression comparison mat. The expression comparison mat puts two expression mats side by side so you can compare them and see which one is greater. For example, in the picture at the right, the expression on the left represents -3, while the expression on the right represents -2. Since -2 is greater than -3, the expression on the right is greater. Let's take a look at the expression comparison mat here. Here I see 3 negative tiles, and here I see 2 positive tiles in the negative region. So the value of the expression mat on the left is -3. The value of the expression mat on the right is -2. -2 is greater, therefore the expression mat on the right has a greater value. Build the expression comparison mat shown at the right or explore it using the 2-47 Student E-tool. Write an expression representing each side of the expression mat. So 8th graders, at this point, your option is to use the algebra tiles that you cut out of your resource packet, or use the 2-47 Student E-tool that is hyperlinked in your ebook. Pause the video now and build this expression comparison mat that is shown here. Then write the expression representing each side of the expression mat. The expression on the left is x plus 2 minus 2 minus 3. I'm going to write this below. X plus 2 minus 2 minus 3. The expression on the right is x plus 2 minus 3 minus -2. So x plus 2 minus 3 minus -2. Label your paper 2-47A. This question asks, can you simplify each of the expression mats so that fewer tiles are used? Develop a method to simplify both sides of the expression comparison mats. Why does this work? When I look at the comparison mat on the left, I see a +1 tile and a -1 tile. I know that equals 0. So I could take off both of those tiles. On the left side here, I see another +1 and a -1. Those equal 0 as well. Once I remove the tiles that I've circled, I am left with x minus 3. So the expression mat on the left is the same as x minus 3. Now let's simplify the expression mat on the right. Here I have a positive 1 and a negative 1 tile. Those together equal 0. I could eliminate those tiles. Here I have another 0 pair with a positive x and a negative x tile. So I also have here, that I'll circle in red, I have a negative 1 tile in the positive region and a negative 1 tile in the negative region. Those will also eliminate one another. Therefore, when I look at the expression mat on the right, I am left with x minus negative 1, which is the same as x plus 1. Question B asks, which side of the expression comparison mat do you think is greater or has the largest value? Well, both the left and the right have an x. The mat on the left has a -3 or a -3, and the mat on the right has a +1. I know that x plus 1 is greater because no matter the value of x, +1 is going to be greater than -3. Let's write that response down for 247, letter B. The mat on the right is greater because x plus 1 is greater than x minus 3, no matter the value of x. Pause the video now if you need more time to write that down for 247B. Moving on to 2-48, please label your paper. As Carl simplified some algebraic expressions, he recorded his work on the diagrams below. Explain in writing what he did to each expression comparison mat on the left to get the expression comparison mat on the right. If necessary, simplify further to determine which expression mat is greater. How can you tell if your final answer is correct? Label your paper 2-48A. So what did Carl do to the expression mat on the left to get the simplified version on the right? When I look at the expression mat on the left, I see he circled the zeros and eliminated those tiles, leaving him with one positive tile on the left mat. On the mat on the right, he circled the 1 0 pair here, leaving him with 2 negative tiles on the right. So the value of the expression mat on the left is +1, and the value of the expression mat on the right is -2. +1 is greater than -2, therefore the expression mat on the left has a greater value. Now let's take a look at problem 248B. I can see here that Carl flipped the 2 negative tiles to the positive region of the mat. They are represented here. So on the left mat, he is left with +2 and -1. Carl did not change the expression mat on the right at all. So the right expression mat is +1 minus 2. Let's simplify these expressions by eliminating 0 pairs. Here is a 0 pair, here is a 0 pair. So on the left-hand side, he is left with +1. And on the right-hand side, he is left with -1. +1 is greater than -1. Therefore, the expression mat on the left has a greater value. Now let's move to 248C. I can see here that Carl removed an identical tile from the left mat and the right mat. So now on the left-hand side here, he is left with 1 positive tile and 2 negative tiles. If I eliminate the 0 pair here, I can see that he is left with -1, or 1 negative tile. On the right-hand side, Carl is left with 2 positive tiles and 2 negative tiles. I can remove the 0 pairs here to see that on the right-hand side, Carl is left with 0. -1 is less than 0. Therefore, the expression mat on the right has a greater value. Label your paper now problem 2-49. Use Carl's legal simplification moves to determine which side of each expression comparison mat below is greater. Record each of your legal moves on the lesson 2.1.5a resource page that's in your pink packet by drawing it the way Carl did in this problem 2-49. After each expression is simplified, state which side is greater or has the largest value. Let's take a look at 2-49a. You can click on the 2-49a Student e-tool to build this expression mat. Looking at problem 2-49, I can eliminate all of my 0 pairs. I can also take this negative tile, flip it to the positive region to make it a positive tile. I now see here I am left with 1, 2, 3 positive tiles. Therefore, the value of the left expression mat is +3. Now, simplify the right side of the expression mat. Pause the video if you need more time to do this. On the right-hand side, I can eliminate my 0 pairs. I can also flip these 2 negative tiles to the positive region, making them positive tiles. I can see here now on the right side of the expression mat, I am left with 1, 2, 3 positive tiles. Therefore, the left expression mat is equal to the right expression mat because both equal +3. Now label your paper 2-49b. There is a student e-tool titled 2-49b that you can use to help with this problem. Pause the video now and use the legal simplification moves to simplify both the left and the right expression mats. The first thing I'm going to do is eliminate all of my 0 pairs. So I have 1, 2, 3 0 pairs on the expression mat on the left, and I have 1 0 pair on the expression mat on the right. Next, I'm going to eliminate the identical tiles that I have in the positive region and the negative. So here on the left side, I can eliminate this positive tile from the positive region and this positive tile from the negative region. I'm going to do the same on the right. I have a negative tile in the positive region and a negative tile in the negative region. Those can be eliminated. On the left-hand side, I am left here with +x and +1. So the left expression mat is equal to x + 1. On the right expression mat, I'm going to take these 3 negative tiles and I'm going to flip them to the positive region. That will leave me with 3 positive tiles. So now the right expression mat is equal to +x and +3. I can write that x + 3. Both the left-hand side and the right-hand side have an x tile. So no matter the value of x, positive 3 will always be greater than positive 1. Therefore, the expression mat on the right is greater. Middle school algebra students, that concludes our classwork for lesson 2.1.5. Your review and preview is on pages 66 and 67, problems 251 to 255. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your middle school algebra teacher if you have any questions. Have a wonderful rest of your day.